I'm Chaz Hogan, Aussie Journo, here at the National Stadium in Iceland, ahead of the Icelandic Cup Final between Vikingur and eventual champions Grindavik. Now, they've not lost a game domestically in about 14 years. We're joined by their manager now, so Aussie Villain, mate, how many are you going to win by tonight? Yeah, look, I'm not sure, mate. Balto is playing, so he should get 3 at least. Throw in a set-piece goal or 2. I'll go with 5 or 6. Let's go with 5 or 6, but I don't want to put any extra pressure on the boys, obviously. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. It is Season 14, Episode 5, and today we have the Gags in their Cup Final looking to defend their trophy against Vikingur. And then we have the Champions League playoff round, first leg at least, against the team that I cannot pronounce, but we'll get to that in just a second. There's not actually too much to catch you up on off the field. For once, we haven't sold anybody, we haven't signed anybody, so it just really leaves us to catch up with some games, doesn't it? So the first game we have to catch you up on in the league was against Folsna. Now, this obviously took place a couple of days after the playoff, the third qualifying round first leg against the Hungarian side. So let's go see what we did to Folsna. We took the lead when Giacchini's effort came back off the crossbar for Kosh. Kosh then turned provider for Kruzliak to get our second. Before a rocker crossed for Kruzliak to make it 3-0. Kosh added a stunning fourth before completing his hat-trick before half-time. Kosh crossed for Bautenson to make it 6-0. And Fredriksson picked out Bautenson's run for our 7th. Before Kosh found Bautenson again in stoppage time for his hat-trick. I tell you what, we're running up some scores against some teams that have given us a lot of pressure and trouble in the past. So, XG of 5, we scored 8, 28 shots, 13 on target. Kosh with a hat-trick, Bautenson off the bench with a hat-trick. Kruzliak, we had to took him off because he had picked up a bit of a knock, so it was just to protect him. That's why, in all likelihood, he didn't get a hat-trick. And just a very, very good performance all round from us. So this brings us to the second leg against Farhamar, or whatever they were called. Of course, we were at 4-1 up after the first leg, so let's go see how the second leg played out. We fell behind in the 32nd minute. And our aggregate lead was down to 1 at half-time. A rocker found Milosevic unmarked to extend our lead to 2. Before Luna slipped in Milosevic to make it 2-2 on the night. So I was very close to coming back for the second half, having when they got that second goal right on the stroke of half-time. The reason I didn't is that we were always dominating the game. They just kind of caught us out twice, to be honest. Sima as a striker, he's forgotten how to do that, apparently. Milosevic, obviously the saviour. Aroka played well. We were the better team. We were comfortably the better team. But yeah, obviously 2-2 on the night doesn't look great, but it was it 6-3 on aggregate overall, so the actual tie over a whole was comfortable, though at half-time maybe not quite so much. So this is how the qualifying playoff round looks. We are playing Shakhtyor Sigurd. Now I think they're a Belarusian side. Let's check. Yeah, they are. They're from Belarus, so we should be able to beat them, but we'll have the first leg of that momentarily here, and we'll find out for sure. But right now, it is a cup final, and it is against Vikingur, which means it is Stefansson that we'll be facing once again. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them. In all truth, we should be able to beat them, but we've got 1 or 2 injuries. Rafferson's missing the game. He's injured. And was there another injury? No, there wasn't another injury necessarily, but anyway, so it's Jaffertson that is going to go in goal. Now, we'll remember him from his non-save that he made a few episodes ago. Mortensen, Hamajarsen, Unnason, and Bodvartsen, who's back fit. No match sharpness, but back fit, so that'll be our back 4. Fredriksson, Turpinson, and Allmarkson will be the midfield. Junior, Magnuson, and Bautenson will be the front 3. I'd like to say we have a strong bench, but I can't. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. Stefansson is indeed playing for them. Hendrickson, he is a former player of ours as well. I don't recognise any other names that are there. Hendrickson was a player I really liked at the time when we had him, but ultimately he was just not quite good enough for us. Go out there, prove your winners. Do we point the finger and say that maybe? Everybody seems inspired. One thing I have sort of figured out is if we point our finger pre-game, it does tend to fire them up domestically. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, see here, Cup Final's a bit of a different beast, isn't it? Now, the transfer window in Europe is it's getting towards the end, so we're sort of mid-August now. We've not had too many troublesome bids. Seema is the main one though. He's coming in. His bids are getting over 20 million. Obviously, we don't want to sell him. He's a wonder kid. He's done very well for us, and I would like him to continue to do well for us. But yeah, we've had I think Kruzliak has had a bid getting up towards 10 million. So yeah, you know, it's going to happen to us every year. But it's not destroying the club happiness right now as Baltinson picks out a pass there. Here we go with Junior. Junior back to Turpinson. Turpinson for Allmarkson, not quite able to find him. Junior, though, to Bodvartson. It's in! No, and it's just wide by Baltinson. No, sorry, Allmarkson even. So, a warning shot fired. Fredriksson with a free kick now. To the back post, it is over the top by Turpinson. Only just, though. And it is still scoreless. Turpinson now over a free kick. Not the worst from a set piece. Has it go? The goalkeeper's equal to it, though. And we are starting to get on top of this one. Can we stick the ball in the back of the net? And what's going to happen from this highlight as Mortensen wins the ball? Bodvartson gets it wide, looking for Junior. Can't quite pick him out, though. And a little bit of a decoy play there. That was quite nice, actually, wasn't it? If they meant to do it. And Allmarkson, can he win that back? Can he win that back? No, he can't. It is Hamajarsen knocking it down. There's a good ball forward. Magnussen now. Can Magnussen pick out Baltinson? He's on the wrong foot there for his cross. He lays it back there for Fredriksson. And Sigurd Fredriksson doesn't get many. He's got one there, though. It is 1-0 in the 13th minute. And, well, that was good. Magnussen did well, didn't he? He is playing as an inside forward because he's a stronger right foot, but he picked it out. And Fredriksson, there's just no one anywhere near him. He had all the time you could ask for inside the penalty area there and made no mistake. So 1-0. Excellent work. And Baltinson is injured. Now that might have farther reaching consequences beyond this game. Now, Haldorsen, I don't trust him to be a striker. Bjornsson did okay up there, didn't he? Decent jumping reach as well. Let's go and stick him in, and we might need to play him as a deep lying forward, perhaps. So luckily, we have the lead. What we don't need to do is go and give it up here now. We've got a free kick to defend. It comes in. It is away. Magnussen runs too far, and that is just high and wide. So it's our worst fear. It's a gags without Baltinson and Rafferson. So this is a big test, and one we'd probably rather we didn't have in the final. And I'm pretty sure we faced Vikingur in the final last year, actually, when Jofferson whacked in that stunning goal, that one goal of the season for us. Mortensen is beaten, and Ndongala, not that one though, has stuffed a really good chance over the top. Let's try praising them. We're looking nervous now, and that's just the manager, I think. There's a good ball for Junior. Junior, good first touch. Oh, he can't finish it, and he should have done so. And it is still just the 1-0. They are having more possession as well. Fredriksson over a free kick to the back post. It's tethered away. And can Bodvartson go and stop this attack now for us? Fredriksson's working hard. You like to see that. Mortensen's going over to help him. And where is this highlight going? Magnussen can't quite win it back. There's a ball over the top. Bodvartson is there. Cross comes in. Oh, crossbar. And the goalkeeper clutches it gratefully to his chest. Another highlight. It's certainly an entertaining game in terms of highlights as Junior picks up a loose pass. Allmarkson can't quite thread the needle and then gets kicked in the face. It falls for Junior. Can Junior score this time? Oh, goalkeeper's equal to it. And Junior needs to take his chances, doesn't he? He's got a corner here. Can he deliver a good ball for one of the centre-backs, perhaps? It is claimed by the goalkeeper. And let's give it a focus as we come in towards half-time here. And is the highlight going to continue? They go long. Bodvartson, no, Unison, in fact, it is that's there. Bodvartson picks it up now for Allmarkson. Fredriksson. Go back to Unison. Junior. Turpinson. Good ball for Magnussen. Magnussen for Olmarksen to Bjornsson, and Bjornsson, the makeshift striker, has scored the goal. It's a good goal as well. It's a good goal by our first choice team standards. To see the Gags do it is really promising, isn't it? Turpitsen to Magnussen, and then, yeah, the run from Bjornsson picked out perfectly by Olmarksen. And there just might be a striker there in Bjornsson somewhere. He's certainly shown a little bit both times that we've sort of been forced to pick him up there. And in first half stoppage time, what we don't need is a nice 2-0 lead becoming a 1-goal lead. And, oh, that didn't miss by much, did it? That was a really good effort, and it's just high and wide. And it is 2-0 indeed at the break. But they've had more possession, and they've looked as though they have a goal in them, don't they? So don't let your performance levels drop. Turpitsen is looking anxious. I mean, Turpitsen he's not a team leader these days, but he's certainly the team leader amongst these players. We need him to be doing a little bit better in terms of body language. So Stephenson ticks us off. And are we going to get a third goal? Next, it's always the case at 2-0, isn't it? Particularly in a cup final. Next goal is huge. Olmarksen wins it back. Can we play in Junior? We can. Olmarksen's in the middle. Junior crosses it in. It's not a bad ball, but it's not really falling for us. Bodvarsson! Oh, is that a save? No, he's hit the crossbar. But a very promising start to the half. For our lack of possession by our relative standards, we are creating way more than they are. 16 shots to 4, 7 on target to none. So, on that respect, it is fairly comfortable. But on the scoreboard, it's still a little bit nervy, isn't it? Unnesson with a poor header. Stephenson, is he going to make us pay? Oh, he's gone down, and Stephenson's won a penalty. And is he going to score against us? No, they've taken him off. Can Jefferson make a save? Oh, he's gone the right way, but he can't, and it is back to a 1-goal game. Junior only playing a 6-3. Do we have somebody else that can play wide? We would have Hal Dawson. I don't know that I want him on the field ahead of Junior at this point. Let's try praising them, because we have, for the most part, been the better team here. He's nervous as well now, Junior, so that's no use to us. So let's get Hal Dawson on, who we're bringing on an apprehensive player for a nervous one. So whether that's an upgrade or not, I guess we'll find out. Hal Marston at the back is playing a 6-3 and looks a little bit nervous as well. Oh, Unnesson has looped in the header in the 86th minute that surely retains the Icelandic Cup for the Gags. Fredriksson with a ball in. Unnesson, it's a wonderful header. The goalkeeper, is he slightly out of position there? He was never going to get to that. He probably needed to be back on his goal line, didn't he? So maybe caught out, but it's unlucky from the goalkeeper's point of view. But from our point of view, it's 3-1. It's Unnesson, it's Bjornsson, and it is Baltitsen. Hopefully that injury is not too serious for him. Can we see him walking out? I forget what number he had. I think he's 25, is Baltitsen. That's him there, I think, and he's just shaking the hand. Either way, we've won the trophy. It's another Icelandic Cup, and here we go to lift it. Let's just hope the Baltitsen injury isn't too serious, because we need him for Europe. But well done to the Gags. They've retained the Icelandic Cup. So congratulations. It was a good win. It was a good win. It was a good win, that's for sure. So Grindavik lift the Let's Go with Icelandic Cup. And Baltitsen's injury, 5 to 6 weeks. Not great. It could be worse, obviously, but it's not great. So we've got a little bit of money. Another legendary comment for me. Well done to me. That's 3 years in a row, though, the Gags have won it. 4 of the last 5 years. And yeah, it's considering the strength of the Gags is not what it once was. I'm getting more and more enjoyment out of playing the Gags and winning the Cup, because it is more and more of a challenge for us each year, which is good. That's a good thing. Anyway, guys, wait right there. Hopefully we won't have too much of a challenge as we face the Champions League playoff. All right, welcome back. We're getting ready to hopefully end our Champions League qualifying campaign successfully, but we have got our youth intake now. We were warned it was not good, and it's not good. There's one of two of these guys might surprise us and turn up for the Gags eventually, but yeah, there's not much there, as we can see. So I'll go through. To be honest, I'll probably sign up most of these guys just to try and have some more options for the gags available. But yeah, there's no one there that's going to be playing in Europe for us, that's for sure. All right, but speaking of playing in Europe, let's go and do this. We are facing this Belarusian mob. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation out of them. And the team that we are sending out, it is what I think is just about our strongest team, except Valenzuela is tied. So it's going to be Puel in goal, Giacchini, Grabasic, Plemenos, and Luna as the back four, Jonsson, Raul, and Berenet as the midfield trio. Now, this is the guy we loaned from Arsenal just to sort of cover in for with the loss of Bakali and Coulson from last year. Milosevic, Sima, and Kruzliak will be the front three. Now, one thing just to draw your attention to is Bakali. He is still here. He's proving to be unsellable. We agreed a deal for him to go to MLS. They couldn't sign him because of their stupid league registration rules. We agreed a deal with Bournemouth. He got his work permit rejected. So Torino is hopefully where he's going to end up now for 3.5 million. But yeah, he's proving to be very, very frustrating. He wants to leave, but he won't leave, if that makes sense. All right, so we can see the team sheets here. I do not recognize any names. There's certainly no one that we've been scouting. And sometimes, you know, these Eastern European leagues, you can pick out one or two potential stars. Their home form's important to us. Let's make that advantage count. Let's go with that. Now, the away game is a neutral venue, obviously, for reasons that would have been happening when this game was made, and that are still going on, obviously. And so yeah, there is no real away game necessarily for us, and I'm never quite sure how neutral venues and things like this are coded into the game. You know, does this team going to feel like it is a home game, or is it going to feel like an away game? Yeah, I'm never quite sure, but it shouldn't matter. Hopefully, we'll do better than we did against the Hungarians, where we were at home for the second. Were we at home for the second leg of that one? I think we were, weren't we? Because that's why I didn't bother coming back for it. So we need to do a little bit better than we did there. It's weird that, you know, they got a draw out of us, and, you know, some of the real big giants of European football come here and can't leave with anything. So hopefully that's not a sign of things to come this season. But I'm expecting this team to be a little bit difficult to break down, but once we find a way through, we should be able to run a few up on them, I would hope, anyway. As they pick up the ball there. Can we pressure them into a mistake? Not as of yet. They've played out of that pressure quite nicely, actually. I'm playing Luna ahead of the White and the Italian guy that we signed just to give him the match experience. There's a nice little bit of play there for Sima and Kruzliak. Can we get it back? Oh, it's a very interesting... Oh! Brennet has almost got goal of the season with his first touch on YouTube. Milosevic has done well. He's still got possession for us. And eventually it is blocked behind for a corner. And let's see if we can go and... get on the end of something here. This is where we will miss Lars Degen. Oh, and that is away. We'll get another chance. It is this time in, and it is Grabasic with his second of the season for us. And that's the big one, isn't it? Breaks the deadlock in the 15th minute, and that's exactly what he's in the team to do. Well, actually, he's in the team to stop goals going in the other end. But if he can get a few at this end, then we'll take that, won't we? Good stuff. Raul flirting with offside there, potentially. But that's all right. So we come straight back, which is always slightly concerning. And let's see what we get here. Raul has possession. Goes through the middle. Kruzliak for Sima. What a pass that is. Can Sima, with the defence closing in around him, gets his 11th of the season. It's 2 goals in a minute. And, well, this should be that, hopefully. Because, I mean, this is really, really good. Sima had 4 goals. I mean, the pass to find him, brilliant. But look at this, the defence is just closing in from everywhere, and at the last possible second, really, that he had, he's managed to probably find the pinhole that shot could go into and find the back of the net. Wonderful stuff, and that's why teams all around Europe are willing to pay big money for him, I suspect. All right, come on, boys, let's go on with this now. Raul over a free kick, chips it in. It is away. Raul gets it back. Gets into the penalty area. Raul goes himself. Oh, that would have been a good one. Goalkeeper equal to it, though. And we've got a goal kick now on the half-hour mark. Milosevic. Oh, not a great pass. Sells Plemenos short. Grubasic is there. Oh, he's a star. Oh, we're going to have to pay big money for him, aren't we? It's such a shame we couldn't have got the fees that I would have liked to have got for Volpez and Degen, because we could have, if we got 40 million for those two combined, then we could have... Grubasic would have been a no-brainer to get, as Milosevic still has possession. Crossing, oh, it is over the top from Sima. Now, he's not always the best in the air, is Sima, Don't know what his ratings are like for it, but yeah, ball at his feet, brilliant. Not so good when it's come flying at his head. So I think he's got a big modelling contract from what I understand, so he's probably a bit concerned about that. Plamenos to Grubasic. Here we go with Brennett. Ball over the top. Kruzliak just ever so slightly overhit for him. And still the highlight continues. They go long again. And Puwol getting a little bit bored back there. Comes out and gives us all a heart attack. Jonsson. Plamenos. Gets it forward for Rayul. Here we go with Milosevic. Now, Milosevic was one of the unhappy players in the transfer window. He is happy again. Oh, and it's a bad clearance. And Seema is there to turn it in. It's 3-0 on the 34th minute. And that's a big goal, isn't it? Because that gives us quite a bit of daylight now between them. And even if they were to manage one back, there'd still be daylight. Defender just couldn't quite do enough. Couldn't even turn it behind. And Seema adjusted well and finished it off. But yeah, so Milosevic is happy again. I think it was Man United that came in for him that he was unhappy about. And the other one was Plamenos, and I believe he's happy again now as well. He was initially unhappy at having a transfer bid rejected. So it's good that these guys are coming around whilst the window is still open, A, but then B, or before Europe actually starts. And yeah, I mean, players should be fairly happy here, I would have thought. You know, I mean, for the most part, they're getting well paid. I mean, we can't offer Premier League wages, I suppose, but a lot of Premier League teams can't offer Champions League football, can they? So, you know, it depends what you want out of your career, I suppose, but they're certainly not badly paid. I'd say most of this team would be on, if they want it, 20 or 30 grand a week. So, you know, that's I think we'd all take that. Would it be Seema? Oh, it's terrible goalkeeping. Is he onside? That's going to be the big question on that one, I think. It did look like he may have gone a bit early, but if he has scored, it's a hat-trick, and he has scored. Well, I wonder if there's someone over this side playing him on, because he looked... My first instinct was off. He's probably just on. It's very tight, but the goalkeeper is having a bit of a nightmare now, isn't he? And that will be... Now, who is it this guy that plays him on? It looks like it's going to be this guy. It is. Kruzliak is off, but Seema is just on. Everybody's going sort of one way. He steps forward the other way, and that's what makes it look like he's offside. Rayul now with a free kick. Rayul! That was a good one. And the goalkeeper, to be fair to him there, has made a really good save. Milosevic to take the corner. Into the near post. It's headed away. And can we win this back? Plamenos getting back brilliantly. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure where we look to improve this team next. I think maybe left back Giacchini is solid, but there's probably an improvement we could have there. I mean, we're not quite at the point yet where there's no players that could improve us, because none of our players are the best in the world in their position, as Kruzliak's header goes just over. But then I think the reality of this, we'd have to be playing, I'd say, almost 40, 50 seasons before we would start getting genuinely world-class players that would want to come and be happy to stay. So whilst we have made massive progress, we're not quite there yet, are we? Here we go with Luna to Milosevic. I am looking forward. I think it's coming in FM24. It's a tap-in. It's a mix-up between goalkeeper and defender. It's a 41st goal for Kruzliak. Now, that is going to break Giardini's club record of 40 goals in a season. So, well done, Kruzliak, on that one. Boutons is not far behind him, so that could... although he's missing for a few weeks here, so I don't think he's going to have a chance to nick it off him. But goalkeeper got himself in a bit of a mess. Defender, being so close, didn't really do anything, but probably didn't help the cause. And it is 5-0, and there's no need to come back for the second leg for this one, is there? So I think what we'll do is we'll end before the end of the episode, we'll see who it is we're playing. Yeah, we won't need to actually show the second leg, and that way we can sort of move on into the European campaign a little bit quicker. We'll make this first call, I suppose, for Viewers Player of the Year nominee. Still a lot of European football to go, but the league campaign is, YouTube-wise anyway, essentially done. We're still a few games to go, and we've still got to wrap it up mathematically, but that's all going to be a matter of time. There's a good ball in from Milosevic, and good defending as well, to be fair to them. They haven't been terrible defensively. The goalkeeper's not been great, but they've more or less been what I was expecting them to be, as Luna looks to get it wide, and Seema is now injured, which is not really what we needed. Now, Rocker can go out there and play as a winger because he is left-footed. Do we have an idea of what potential lower leg injury, which could be anything from a bruised toe to a broken leg, couldn't it? Let's hope it's not serious because, I mean, he's just shown here what a brilliant player he is. He's just really starting to come into his own, and it would be a massive shame for us and for him to miss him for an extended period of time as Kruzliak gets number 42 on the year. It is now 6-0. And we are a very good team, aren't we? Rayul again, he's the puppeteer, Rayul. He's like Bekali, but better. It's because he's Spanish, isn't it? Kruzliak with a nice finish, though. Now, is that his second or is that his hat-trick goal? I'm losing count here. We've got another ball into the box. It is headed away. Rayul's got a little bit of time. Gets it wide for Grubasic instead. Grubasic, what did I say his name was? Milosevic. Time, space, a rocket off the boot. He'll have another go at this. Oh, it's a penalty, but it doesn't matter because a rocker has turned it in. Kruzliak went down. Surely a foul, but there's no need. It is 7-0 now, thanks to a rocker coming off the bench and notching up one. Let's have a look at this here. It was surely a foul, this on Kruzliak, isn't it? That's surely a foul, but doesn't matter. As I said, a rocker has tucked it away for us. Highlights just keep coming. I can't get a chance to see if Kruzliak's got a hat-trick or not. Brennett goes across. One thing I think I'll look to do in the second leg is give some young players some game time as well. We are getting a little thin on the ground, as that's a bit of a miss. On the left-sided players, which is something we might need to look at. Yeah. Because if Seema is injured, it's going to be a rocker. And, well, there's Kruzliak through again. Kruzliak has scored again. His 43rd. And if he didn't have a hat-trick, he does now. It's his 100th goal for the club as well. He hasn't been here that long. I suppose he's got almost 50 this year. He's just having a wonderful season, isn't he? And, we said we're getting bids, getting over the £10 million mark for him now as well. So... hopefully he stays happy, because with Bautinson injured and with Seema injured, he's going to be a very important player for us, I think. Here we go now with Kruzliak. Back to Luna. To Johnson. To Kruzliak. Milosevic pinging it around, but can't quite find a way through. There's about a minute to go in stoppage time here. Brennett knocks it down there. A rocker. Looking to go on the outside. He's got Giacchini with him. He's got plenty of space, though, to get the cross in. There it is. Edge of the area. Oh, Milosevic is unlucky. Underside of the crossbar. And still the highlights keep coming. 20 seconds to go. Can we get 9? I mean, I wouldn't have thought it's going to matter too much, but it'd be nice to do. I still don't think we've got 10 yet this season. We've put 8 and 9 on quite a few teams. But I don't think we've ever got to 10. Giacchini. What we don't want to do is lose a clean sheet, because that just looks a little bit silly then, doesn't it? When you see a scoreline, it's like 8-1. You just know that they've either it's one of two things have happened. Either they've clocked off late, or the other team's gone 1-0 up. It's always one of the two. They never scored in the middle, do. And that'll do it. 8-0. Much better than the last home game in the qualifiers there. So Milosevic with a 10, Kruzliak with a 10, Seema with a hat-trick and an injury. Now we've got to keep our fingers crossed that that is not too serious. Okay, so Grubasic should stay in the Croatian squad. It's a pulled calf muscle, 3 weeks. So that's not bad. He'll be back before Champions League starts proper, and we should be able to manage. We're essentially in the group stage at this point, and we should be, well, when the league's not going to matter, we could play a trained monkey out there and it'd be okay for the league. So there we go. That is that. Before we go, though, let's have a look at who we've got in our fixtures for the Champions League. I'm assuming we're going to get there. We better at 8-0 up. All right, so here we go with the fixtures. Who have we got? Please be friendly. We have got... I'm happy with that instantly. I think I'm happy with that. Benfica at home, winnable. Fenerbahce at home, very must win. They're the 4th pot side. Storm Graz away, 3rd tier side, very winnable. Spurs at home, defending champions, tough. To get anything out of that will be tough. Inter away, 2nd pot side is going to be tough. Anderlecht, though, away as the 4th pot side is winnable. Roma at home. is maybe winnable, would we say? Potentially, maybe a point. But Liverpool away, very, very tough. But I think there is more than enough there, and for what we saw last year as well, for us to get through the group again and into the knockout rounds. I'm thinking 6 points there, 9, at least a point from Anderlecht, 10, that gets us through, and then anything else is a bonus. Let me know what you guys think, but I'm happy with that. So there we go. Those are the fixtures. Obviously, I don't know what they are yet, but hopefully they've been friendly to us. So we'll be back next time for the start of that European campaign. It's not going to show up here once again because I haven't actually played through yet. But yeah, so we'll come back for the start of that European campaign, and we'll see what else is going on around here. If there's a milestone of some description, we'll come back for that. But my intention now is we'll just come back for the start of the Champions League. So if you enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Viewers Player of the Year nominees, and I'll see you next time. Take care.